Alright, before you watch this video, if you're sensitive, I suggest you don't watch it because it will offend some people. That much I can tell you. Alright, this is more in line with Ukraine and that racism episode. It seems that these Africans and Indians, they were trying to board the train, and Ukraine, not even Russia, Ukraine, they treated them like dirt. Okay, see the fun. Most of the news outlets will not even mention that the Ukrainians were racist. And I'm not saying all, I'm not saying all. They'll not say Ukrainians were racist. They will just diplomatically, change the title to racism at the Ukraine border. Had it been the Russians, they would have said the racist Russians. But yeah, the media has to portray Ukrainians as good people, Russians as bad. So racism at the Ukrainian border. Okay, that's the first observation. Okay, why am I laughing? It's not to make fun of you guys. I'll tell you why I find this funny, the whole episode. Racism by no means is funny. It's a very painful thing, and I've gone through it. Being an expat in UAE, I've experienced racism at different levels. Okay, but now this is what I want to tell you. Why are we shocked? Oh, they are racist. I mean, racism is practiced whether it's Arabs doing it against non-Arabs, Europeans doing it against non-Europeans. Forget that. Indians doing it with themselves, within themselves. What is happening? Hindus versus Muslims, North versus East, South versus West. In fact, being an Indian passport holder, I'm telling you this. The most racist people in the world are our Indians. That is a fact, because you have so many languages, so many cultures. You don't have to believe me when I say this. Ask any North Indian about South Indian. Ask any South Indian about North Indian. In fact, when I talk to a BJP party, a hardliner, he says, he doesn't refer to Keralites as Keralites or Indians. He will always refer to them as the Islamic terrorists or the jihadis or Keralites. On the other hand, they like to identify themselves separately because of this treatment. In fact, just look at Indian cinema and Indians. Fair and lovely. What is fair and lovely? Tell me, what is fair and lovely in India? What is fair and lovely? Why isn't it dark and lovely? Shah Rukh Khan came out with this cream. It was called Fair and Handsome. Please explain to me, what are they trying to tell you? If you're fair, you're lovely. If you're fair, you're handsome. Dark is ugly. So when this is ingrained into the Indian mentality, Indian ecosystem, why are we surprised? In fact, here in Thailand, have a look at the ads. You look at the ads, any ad, any cinema, just take even the videos, the music videos. The Thai models, the boy or the girl is fair and white. Now, what is the reason for this? Because the high-ranking aristocrats or rich people, they don't work in the sun. The people at the lower level, they have to work in the farm in the sun, so they develop a tan. So that's why they consider white to be like, wow, aristocratic. They have here in Thailand, like even in South Korea, almost 98% of the population, 98, let that sink in, they undergo surgery for their nose, chin, cheek, ears, face, as young as even 18-year-olds. They just go through the surgery because of peer pressure. And yes, the Bollywood industry. Tell me a simple question, which actress or which actor can you see is dark skin, black? In fact, in Thailand here, they had this book. I wish I kept that copy. They show a white cartoon, like a white face boy, say handsome. They show a black this thing and they say ugly. I'm not joking, huh? So what I'm trying to tell you here is racism is ingrained. It is ingrained in cultures, whether people admit or not. Like if you listen to any Ben Shapiro's talk, racism, it doesn't exist. That's rubbish. I don't believe this. This is absolute nonsense. Boss, racism exists every single place, man. It just, to what degree or to what extent? Sometimes it is very explicit, like for example, in South Africa during the apartheid days, US, which is talking so much about values, so much about democracy and values and the American culture and all. What? It's so comedic. What is the Ku Klux Klan? What is the Black Lives Matter? This is Black Lives Matter is lately. Why it is not all lives matter? It's black, only Black Lives Matter. See, you're teaching people forcefully to identify, I'm black. There is racism everywhere, but then if you explicitly start identifying and categorizing people with black and white and what stupidity, yeah? US has one of the worst track records. Look at the 40s, 50s, 60s. Slavery was still rampant in USA, man. Just watch this movie, 12 Years as a Slave. Oh my goodness. Oof. You may not have the stomach to watch the whole movie. It is so dark. Michael Fassbender, what a performance. And that other guy, I can't get his name. He has a very convoluted long name. Brilliant acting as a black slave. Brilliant. It is so painful to watch. Oh, I couldn't bear to watch the way they are being treated. Americans with their past history should not be on any. They should not. You do not have the right to lecture anyone. The audacity of these Americans to forget their own horrific past and to start playing in fact, UK, they are talking Boris is talking so much. What did the British do? Chopping hands of slaves. You don't have to take my word, just Google search. A slave, there was this horrific, I don't know if I can get it. And even if I get it, I don't know if I can show it. There was this black slave who did not give the quota of the coffee. The French landowners, what they did is, they took his 5-year-old girl, baby girl, small girl. They chopped her hands, both her hands and legs, and kept it for him to look at it. This is the reality of racism in the West. In fact, you see, for Ukraine, he just had to sign and apply, and immediately he is being considered into the European Union. What about Turkey? What? Turkey is not... Turkey has been trying for years and years. They have not sped up the process for Turkey. Why? Arab state, no? What is Israel and Palestine? Please explain to me. What is that? People will twist and turn the argument. Oh, no, this is this and this is that. And Putin is very evil, oligarchy. And yeah, but America is land of free, home of the brave. If you talk Guantanamo Bay, no, that is not. Guantanamo Bay is terrorist. Okay, if you talk about Cuba, Vietnam, if you talk of the way they treat blacks, no, that is the past, or that is the... Everything you ask them, they'll give you some other bullshit. So in other words, only they are perfect. Like Americans think America is perfect. Indians think India is perfect. Pakistanis think Pakistan is perfect. Then where we are getting all these problems from? Africans, unfortunately, because of their dark skin, they have been victims to injustice for years and years. It's horrific. Our Indians, they keep making such a big noise. I'm not talking of the doctors and the people who went through the tough time. I really feel bad for all these youngsters who are there in Ukraine, young boys and girls who are going through all the headache. But our Indians who are making noise, hey, what the fuck is this? Talk to them about a Pakistani or Muslim. you'll see the immediate response. Like, you'll get these guys talking racism, how dare they treat us Indians like shit. And then if you talk to them about Pakistan and Muslims, oh, those motherfuckers, oh, those bastards, oh, those, they should die. Man, double standards, right? So you can treat others like shit. You can't be treated like shit. Racism is a reality. Even in Canada, the two-faced Trudeau, yeah, nice name, TT, two-faced Trudeau, TFT, like NFT, TFT, two-faced Trudeau. Oh, our allies, our partners is so gay. Now you'll say, Lloyd, you are gay-phobic, transphobic, all the phobics. Yeah, like when I told people I'm not into fat women. Oh, you're fat-phobic. Okay, I'm not into gay. You're gay-phobic. Or I don't find trans, I'm not attracted to transgender men or women. Oh, you're trans, or you should be attracted. Huh? Like if I say I don't find African women or attractive. Oh, you're African what? Phobic? Come on, man. Like if someone doesn't like my face and tattoos, is tattoo phobic? Loy phobic? It's like Windows and Mac. I prefer one over the other. Does that mean I never had a dark skinned girlfriend? No, I did have. It's just that different folks, different. At least I'm being genuine and honest about it. At least I'm telling you the truth. The problem is if you tell people the truth, oh, you're transphobic, you're this phobic, that phobic. That is why people all give bullshit and lies. That is why they give you the sweet sounding words. But reality, their hearts are of a different color. Like in Canada, they say we Canadians equal and this and that. Does that mean all Canadians are sweet, loving and nice? There's not a single person who thinks differently. We will get these individuals, be in Australia, Canada, USA, Afghanistan, Malaysia, India, Thailand, everywhere you will get people like this. We have our own concepts of beauty and our own concepts of good looks and attractive, and we should just stop. In fact, I'll give you the best example, the best example. When my wife wanted to marry me, obviously there was curiosity in a village. A village is very small, the small area that she is. Everyone knows everyone else. As soon as they came to know who I was, like, news spread like wildfire. Oh, this guy is proposed to this girl, and they saw the tattoos. The first thing everyone said is, I'm part of the mafia. They said, I'm part of the mafia, I am underworld, I'm going to take this girl and sell her and all that. Fine. Okay. That is understood because of my tattoos. And to prove it to the mother and father, they showed Hollywood clips. They showed some documentaries of Mexican gang members and said, this is me. Okay. So all that was over. And then we managed to get through this. Okay. Now, after all this happened, when my wife started to live a good life, okay, people started to get naturally curious. Finally, they were able to listen and ask, okay, where is he from? Now, before I go further, remember this much, this style of mine, this is not a typical Indian style. Mostly people from the West, Australia, maybe the Maori tribe, maybe Americans, British, they tend to do this. Okay, it's not very common in India or the, Asian countries. So, people, old ladies, and this, where's your husband from? They used to ask my wife, where's your husband from? So my wife used to naturally tell them, guess where is he from? They would say, oh, he's from UK, oh, he's from Australia. He's from any Western country except India, okay? They would say, oh, is he from Australia? Is he from, like the first few names are Australia, UK, USA, okay? American. But when she would tell them, no, he's from India, the blood on their face would drain. Huh? They would look at it, India. I'm not joking, huh? They actually told me, India. So my wife would ask why. And just imagine, these ladies are nice ladies. They are not bad people. they would tell my wife, my daughter, listen, why you want to marry India man? They call India man. India man is no money, they are poor. Marry America, marry from UK, marry London. They are rich people, they have money, and they are very white. They used to even tell my wife, and when you have baby, you'll have white baby, not black baby. They used to actually tell my wife this. Okay, now, it's not that these women are bad. It's not that they have they have evil intentions. According to them, the white man or the people from the West are very rich because they see, they are old, so they have not seen the internet days. For them, everyone in USA, UK is filthy rich, very rich people. They are rich multi-millionaires, they are successful. So according to them, Indians are poor. And I don't blame them, because for many years, people in the Gulf, people in the Middle East thought Indians were very poor. They used to think all Keralites, who mostly Keralites were there, they used to think, oh, Malbari. They used to call this term Malbari, poor. Until after Burj Khalifa and the projects were launched, the people who purchased entire floors were South Indians. Mohanlal, Mouti, they are South Indian actors in the Palm Island, Indian businessmen, and they would just snap up properties like this. They had that much money. All of a sudden, these Arabs are like, how these Indians have so much money? And they realize Indians are not poor, they're rich. Okay. So that perception changed. So these people, because they are from the village, for them, India is poor. India is smelly. India is, they call it kiniyao. Kiniyao means stingy. They will tell my, very kiniyao. Oh, their children will be black and dark and, okay. So they are not bad. It's just that the way they are brought and raised. So when my wife would say, oh, he's from India, in fact, when my wife went to get a no objection to marry a document, this is so funny. In her village, Ubon, she went to the government body it's freedom to marry, this thing, it's a government office. She went there and they welcomed her and all that, and she said, I want freedom to marry. So obviously everyone was joking and asking, and there was a old man there, slightly old. He said, oh, very good, manager. Like, oh, you want to marry? Very good, very good. So then when her turn came, he said, okay, so who you want to marry and all? So she said, I want to marry a foreigner. Oh, very good, very good. And he was very happy. And he asked him, where is he from? UK, Australia? And guess what? She told India. The minute she told India, everyone stopped and looked at her. I'm not exaggerating. And this is not like for drama. Everyone stopped and looked at her because it's a small office. And he immediately asked her, why you want to marry Indian? He's saying, you are trying to spoil our name. Why you can't marry if you have to marry Indian, why don't you marry Thai person? Why don't you marry someone from USA, America, London, Australia? Marry an old man, no problem. And he actually told my wife, sit down. And he didn't entertain her or didn't speak to her. And finally she got pissed off. Finally my wife got pissed off after, I think, 2 hours or so. And finally she walked up to him and said, why you're not giving me? He said, you're marrying Indian, he told. Even though it's none of his business. So she finally took her phone. My husband is very famous. She showed in Google, she typed my name, she showed, see his photos, see his videos. All of a sudden his face brightened up. Oh, he looked, oh, he's superstar. That's what they say, superstar. Oh, why didn't you tell me he's superstar? Yeah, and then he showed the phone. Oh, your tattoo. So finally they saw this Coca-Cola ad of mine and this and that. And he was very happy. And then he told my wife, before he was talking very rudely, but after he said, don't forget perfume. They have a lot of perfume they bring for me. And he left my wife to the door. Imagine, they don't give a damn. He left my wife to the door to say bye. So what am I trying to tell you here? See, racism exists, whether we like it or not, at different levels, whether poor, whether rich, educated, uneducated, a good intentioned person, bad intentioned person. Like People have their preferences of what they find attractive, good, bad, ugly. We cannot have a world where everything is perfect. You're fooling yourself. Don't think for a minute all these people who are talking good. In fact, Ukraine, he's a great leader standing away. All that bloody drama. All this is nonsense. The EU is nobody's friend. Politicians don't give a fuck about anyone. Now they'll be on the side of this guy, this Ukraine president, and when he's of no use to them, they'll be... now their collective goal is, okay, we have an enemy, Putin. Let's destroy him. After we destroy him, we'll figure out someone else to destroy. See, I'm not trying to take the side of Putin. What he's doing with this war is... there are a lot of poor people suffering, but let's call a spade, man. This racism, there will always be racism. Why are we acting like, oh, racism, ooh-ee. It always exists. Our Indians themselves are the most racist. Oh, why these Muslims have to wear hijab, and why they pray Allah, why can't they be like Hindus? And come on, man. Let's stop fooling ourselves. Racism is practiced at all forms, at all levels. I think people need to develop a thick skin. It's unfortunate what is happening with these Africans and Indians. It's really bad. But remember, money talks. You have money, you have power, don't need to cry. Don't have money and power, you can put how many other videos you want and cry and racism and sexism and thisism and phobia and... develop a thick skin and understand life is not fair. Life is not meant to be fair. Work your way around it. Develop thick skin. This is a big pair of balls and fight life. That's it. For me, racism exists. I've had, even in Qatar, when I was connecting flight from Qatar to UAE, I sat down, I was just doing my thing, playing with my game. I'd taken the trip from Thailand. This Arab Muslim family, they all stood up, Astaghfirullah, and he was shouting, and everyone looked around, even I looked, and he's saying, he's pointing at me. He says, Shaitan, Shaitan, and he's saying, the devil. And he told his wife and everyone to get up. Apparently she was sitting diagonal or something, and because I could see her or something like that, they refused to be on the plane. They asked them to board me off, to throw me out. Finally, to keep this guy sane and quiet, they allowed him to sit in the business class. They told me to say, for me, it didn't matter. That lady came and apologized and said, please, sir, I hope you don't mind. I said, I'm perfectly okay. Would you like a complimentary drink and all that? I said, fine. If you want to give. I'm okay, even if you don't give. I was very polite. The funny thing is, the air hostess, she was an Arab Muslim. She didn't have a problem. Another Arab Muslim had a problem. So does that make Arab Muslims bad or good? No, there are different people, man. In my group, so many Indians are there. They treat Pakistanis and Muslims like dirt. Every comment of theirs is filled with hate. I have Muslims and Pakistanis who don't do the same. But does that mean all Indians are bad? Does that mean all Pakistanis are good? No. See what happened with that Sri Lankan man who they burned to death. See what Muslims are doing. When they put someone on fire, they take videos. In fact, I have this horror group. They literally show how Mexicans chopping and cutting off limbs of women and children. Oof. Oof. These are the kinds of human beings we have on this planet. So we need to stop expecting the world to be fair. Oh, feminism, or wokeism, or thisism and thatism and phobia and racism. It'll always be there. It'll always be there. Don't expect a fair world, a fair society. Life is unfair. Fight it out. That's why for me, I'm not a social justice warrior. I don't give a fuck. I'll work hard, earn money. Money talks. Solves a lot of problems. You're racist or not, I don't give a fuck. Here's the money, get my job done. Finish, right? Anyway, let me know your thoughts. And I genuinely wish those hope. Those Africans, the African government has to take interest. The Indian government has to take interest. Save your own ass. Your own country's ass. And get these people out. and stop asking for fair treatment. There's no such thing. Okay? Hey, doggy. Even. Okay. That's why I told my wife, whether our daughter is black or brown or white, I don't want you putting bleach and cream and all that. Let her be as she is. I'm happy. For me, she's very beautiful. I don't want her to be beautiful. I want her to be this. And for those of you who want to insult me and say, oh, look at your ugly face, and please go ahead. I know I look ugly. I don't care. Alright, you guys take care. It's me signing off. Ciao.